All right. Good morning, YouTube. How are you? Good afternoon. Good morning. Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm Maurice Parker, and this is the Maurice Parker channel. If you're new, subscribe down below. First of all, I want to do some shout outs real quick. I want to do a shout out to Brandon Parker and Eric Robinson, and they're Always PGH Clothing Company. You can find it on Facebook. Just type in Always PGH. Another shout out goes to Donald Parker and his cleaning company, Pristine Clean. Pristine, Pristine gets it clean. That's their tagline. And another shout out goes to my friend Keontae and Ty on Facebook. They got a podcast called Extension. It's a cool new podcast. Uh, Thank you for the views to the last two videos. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for the 11 subscribers. Thank you for a combination of 80 views in two videos. That is amazing. I'm so proud that I've been able to have people view my work and critique me and things I need to do better. Um, if you this is a different podcast. This is live now. I had to wait a certain amount of time on YouTube before you can start doing live videos. So the audio should be better since this is just me at this current moment recording live. So if you watch it later, then by the time you watch it, I would have recorded. I would be actually live podcasting it, so it's not like a lot of editing or whatnot to it. I'm just trying to do what's on my mind, trying to inspire people, whatnot. I know a lot of people are busy right now doing their everyday lifestyle. Um, this is a very topic channel. So what I would do for future references, because I got a lot of good suggestions. Um, I'm going to start adding descriptions about certain segments of topics I'm going to speak for a time. So that way in the descriptions below, at this time frame, I'm talking about this topic, that topic, things of that nature. But there is a few things I would like to first talk about. Well, first of all, it is February 1st, so it's Black History Month. Honestly, this is a great month. Every month is a great month, but particularly this month is a little good pride and heritage, even though this is the shortest month of the year, which is kind of ironic. It's only every 4 years that we get an extra day. All the other months have 30 or 31 days, and this happens only at 28. But can do. So it occurred to me today in this top podcast that a lot of people, you know what? I was talking to Brandon Parker, and he gave me some good suggestions. So we're just going to go off about this. Have you noticed that for us, particularly those who are minorities, African Americans, or black, black, that we talk down on ourselves? We are our own worst enemies, and this is what I mean by this. You don't see too many people of different ethnicities talk down on their restaurants. They try to uplift each other. They try to promote each other's restaurants. Like, for instance, if a black businessman owns a restaurant, you would a lot of you know people will want to get a discount or something like that. But if it's an established brand, like you'll pay full, no questions asked. It shouldn't be like that. How you think businesses become big businesses? It's because they don't give out discounts right away. Like help promote the person up. It's like you don't want the person to succeed. That's what it comes down to. And in this section, I'm talking about black businesses and what we need to do better to uplift people and why that's not happening. So this is what this section is about. The problem is a lot of times when a black business starts, people want to get discount. Oh, you should give me a discount because we know each other. But let's not confuse this. If you really care about somebody's business, you would pay in full like everybody else because it's like you would pay for an established business. Why wouldn't you pay for your friend's business if he's trying to be established? That doesn't make no sense. It's like, hey, let me get a discount on this. Let me get a discount on a ticket that you made for a show or production that you made. But if it's a big theater company, if it's like Broadway or something like that, you would pay full price. You wouldn't ask for a discount. You would just pay for it. So I was like, no, you should. You care. See, I think the big problem is we don't want our own people to succeed. And I know a lot of people's gonna look at me and say, "Well, Maurice, how can that be? How would you not want people to succeed? How would you say that? And why would you suggest that we don't want our own people to succeed?" Well, let me ask you this: when your friend starts becoming successful, are you really with them, or are you praying on their downfall? Yeah, that's something I'm thinking about all the time. Like, am I going to pray for their downfall? Yeah, I'm moving the camera a little bit right now, so just so that I could get a good positioning. You clearly hear me. The audio should be better as I'm talking. I'm just gonna get back to it. You know, praying on somebody else's downfall, like that's not how it should be. You should definitely try to help somebody instead of like praying on their downfall. Like, if your friend is trying to do something and trying to succeed, don't be jealous of them. Commend them. Like, how do you expect somebody to be established if you don't want them to be established? Because why? You're afraid. We are afraid of our people. It's like systematic. It is systematic slavery in a sense, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it because this is a deep topic. Hmm. But it's the appropriate month to talk about this, and I'm not saying the current people in this generation is responsible for the current mishaps. It's past generations, and history shapes the present. We could try to change the present, but this is just one enlightenment at a time. We're talking about business. We we don't support our own business because we honestly don't want our people to succeed. So we some do, some people do. I'm not saying all, I'm saying some, because it is unnatural to see a successful person, particularly of color, succeed. Still to this day, you know, even for a long time, like going graduating from high school, graduating from college, that's the norm. Like that's not a no, that's an exception. But that's another topic. We'll get to that next. But we have such a hard time of being arrogant, so we would rather tear down each other down than build each other up. Because if I'm building you up, oh, well, what are you doing to us? Oh man, I'm helping this person build them up, build their company up. But then it's like, oh, what happens if they become too successful? They're gonna forget about me and just like that. Jealousy can't be hating on your friend's success. Like, if you want your friend to succeed and you're really their friend and they're really your friend, they won't like be asking for a discount. They will pay the full price. They will do what it takes to get you out there because we gotta start looking at it like this. How do you think a business becomes established? It just doesn't just end up being established. It takes time, energy, and effort to be established. The people you market to takes time to be established, and the people you meet. Like, you got to network and stuff like that. But the main thing is what other cultures do, they promote each other. They don't talk down each other. That's huge. Because if you had a restaurant and I had a restaurant and I talk up your restaurant, you talk up my restaurant, we're going to force each other to be better. Compete. Just because you can also competitive. Like, just because you compete with each other doesn't mean you talk down on each other. I want you at your best, so that way you can force me to be at my best. So that way we can be the best. We can produce the best product for uh, our customers, for our neighbor, for our community. Trying to run somebody out of business, that's not a good move. I want people in my business. I want competition because think about it. Competition forces you to up your game. Competition forces you to up your game and definitely makes you want to work harder for it because if you don't have competition, you might become complacent. True. And that's a problem where people need to start doing better. It's just communicate, like lift each other up. And that's a huge problem. We don't try to lift each other up. It's sad, but That's what often happens. Somebody doesn't try to lift somebody up, and then next thing you know, we're back at square one. That's an interesting take on that topic. Um, I might get back to that later. Trying to think of another suggestion right now. Hmm. Another suggestion that I could think about to possibly get. All right, let me ask you this question, and I would like a comment below if I could. Why do you think we as a nation continue to struggle instead of coming together? Hmm. No, I'll let you get a moment to think about that comment section below. Okay, this occurred to me. Another topic that Brandon Parker asked me to discuss on this podcast: space. Now, space could be the universe, personal space, and stuff like that. Um, could be, outer space, personal space, and stuff like that. Space. So I'm going to go in depth about space. A lot of problems sometimes happen the fact that we don't get people in the space. Sometimes, whether it's relationships, uh, friendships, or anything of that nature, sometimes everybody needs some space to get their mindset right. Like, it's good to be around people. You should be around people, but you need that space to yourself to gather your thoughts, to get your mind right. And a lot of times people think that space is a bad thing. That means space, that means you're alone in your thoughts, and your thoughts be. Typically, I would say that, that doesn't happen, that people don't lose themselves when they're talking about space, or when they need their time, their personal space to think about things. I would say if you think about it, you need space to see where you can evaluate yourself to see where you can grow at. Because if I'm working with with a group of people, that's great. But if I have time to think about how can I be a better person, contribute better, that's great. That's really great that I get a chance to contribute and do the best thing I can do. I think another thing about space is you, it gives you a chance to just reflect on your life. Like, you're sitting at home sometimes and you're just thinking. Sometimes that space can make you. Sometimes the brightest ideas often usually when people have time to think. You know, we're so busy. Whether oh, no, I I'm going to finish that, but I just remember something else. The time and space is so busy when we think about when we have space, we can write down brand ideas, we can think of something. Usually, a lot of creativity can happen with space because now I have time to really get into what I want to do. Not everybody's like that, but some people's like that. Another thing about space is I'm going to use this. Our phones. We need, like I said, I got to give a huge shout out to Brandon Parker because we was talking on the weekend, and he definitely did give me some really good insight that he wanted me to talk about. Um, so one thing that I use that phone to show you space from our screen. You know, we sometimes have, I think you were saying like typically you will waste 3 to 4 years of your life on this screen. And at first you think, nah, but think about it. People's lives revolve around their cell phones. Like, technology can be a good thing and it's a bad. Using the screen as a way to Think about it. If you're always on your screen, you're not looking about what your surroundings, what's around you, the space around you either. Like think about that. Like you're not getting in tune with nature. You're not getting in tune with yourself. If I'm looking at the screen and seeing what I gotta do all day, I'm not focused on what I could do better. That's why I myself personally take time to get away from my screen. Yeah, I might listen to music and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be all up in my screen, especially if I got things that I need to do that doesn't involve my phone. A lot of people have a hard separation anxiety from space from their screen because technology is like, you put your business on Facebook. Not okay, not everybody needs to know your business. That's your space. Your personal space, should not always be about what's on your phone. If you're taking time, space away from your phone to be on your phone, you might be missing. And he talked about this. A lot of people miss a lot of good information because they're on their phone. Like whether it's a classroom, the teacher could be saying something important, or professor could be saying something important, but you would be on your phone and be like, "Well, the teacher don't know how to teach. The professor didn't know how to, doesn't know how to teach." But but here's a question: are you really taking in everything that they are saying? Are you really taking in time to do what you need to do to, you know, be the best at product that you could be? I'm saying that because I'm saying that that's why my roommate's out there. So you hear him in the background. That's a full doing live podcast. They probably don't do an episode on live podcast. So stay with me. Um, time on the screen and think about it. If you're not taking the full advantage of the professors in the classroom, then you have no right to complain. I'm just gonna stay honest. Don't complain about something if you don't have a solution to it. Because there really is no point. You know, I think that, you know, that's the problem with a lot of problems in the world. A lot of people think that they could just do or say anything and get, and people are supposed to show sympathy. Um, I can be sympathetic to people if you're working hard and sometimes, the teacher might not give you the right material. They talked about some ascension about, I'm not going to go in depth about that. You could just look on their podcast on Facebook. They were talking about the way people learn and stuff, which is true. People have different learning styles. But what I would say is, since we're talking about this, don't be on it in front of class. Like, if the teacher says, hey, look up your phones, look at this information, that's one thing. But if they're taking time to teach you out your day, especially in college, you're paying them. They're not paying you. They're getting paid for dollars. You're paying them. So if you're on your phone, you're hurting you. You might forget information that you might need in the future fields. And that's why some people may not get the jobs because not saying because you're not smart enough to get it, but knowledge. Gotta use knowledge. If you're not using knowledge, then what are you like? Then how would you be able to better yourself? If somebody said, "This is how you build a stage. This is how," and you're always on your phone, and you go to a professional theater company, I'm using my major as an example, and you don't know how to make a seating design. Not, but you took the class. Maybe it was paying attention. That's why it's always important to pay attention. And then, so this next section. By the way, I'm just saying this next section, so just in case I don't properly put down the descriptions below, that way section by section. And like I said, these videos will be a little bit longer, just because I only post like once a week, so I gotta make every video count. And like I said, I got a lot of stuff on my mind today. So another section. I was gonna say, what's gonna do? This might be like a brief section on Facebook. A lot of people waste their time on Facebook posting videos, posting about their personal life. Like, not everybody needs to know your personal business. It's true. I mean, if somebody knows your personal business, they can actually end up like hurting you because stuff you tell. Like, don't put too much of your life on social media. I think that's the main thing. Because sometimes it's better for not a lot of people to know what you're doing than people to know what you're doing. Because if a lot of people don't know what you're doing, it's easy. You'll be fine. But if a lot of people know what you're doing, know what you love, know what you're about, and that's not helping. You talk about how what your plan is. Sometimes I would say, don't tell everybody your plan. Maybe tell one or two trusted friends. But before you tell them your plan, I would also say, tell them a portion and see how they react. See how somebody reacts. Tells you a lot about them. Like I said, that was a brief section. Another section that I'm going to talk. Sorry about that. Another section that I'm talking about is well, if my voice sounds a little bit low or whatnot, it may just be because I have, I have, a few other people that I live with, so I also don't want to be too overbearing or too loud on this podcast, and plus, in and out, things of that nature. But it should sound definitely should sound better because I am live for one, two. I'm speaking louder and clearer for people to hear me, so hopefully everybody can hear me. If not, I'll have to repost another one later on today or tomorrow. But I definitely would say another big thing that needs to be addressed that I'm going to address today. This is another section. Once again, I do want to thank everybody for taking time out to watch the videos. Whether the first video I had 69 views, the second video I had 18 views. Like, I want to say this. I'm not going to stop posting videos because that's just something I want to do. I promote myself as a theater maker and as a person just because I promote myself. There's so many doors that's going to open for me. I voice acting and do different stuff too. I'm a deep thinker as well, as you see. I have a lot of ideas and I have a lot of talents that I want to do. Even if I got one view, I'm proud. Even if I didn't get any views, I'm proud because I made something special for myself. Because I could get into people, but I appreciate everybody who has subscribed and viewed my videos and has given me feedback and telling me things I need to do better, stuff like that. I appreciate that. That's helping me be better. Like I said, even one view, somebody heard it, they can spread it to the next person, and the next person. There's a key. Don't stop because you might not get a lot of views in the beginning. Rome wasn't built in a day, but like my cousin Donald Parker said in his one of his videos on Facebook, I agree. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built. People don't get thousands of views in one video. It takes time to get to that level. But they got there. Just keep getting it. The worst thing you can do is stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Well, another thing I would say. Another thing I would say is definitely try to. Sorry, another section. Um, Another section I would talk about since like I do, I'm going to talk a little bit about Black History Month. Is I was given a challenge that I will not be able to post it in this video, but the next video I'm probably gonna do some information on lesser known Black figures that people don't know about. So I'm going to talk about a known Black figure, but I'm going to maybe talk about a lesser known, but like what some people might know, but they're not like as known as well. So yeah, so that way I want to spend time and do a little bit of research on the lesser known Black figures because there's a lot of them that we don't know about. We know about the main ones, but since I was just given this challenge, I'm going to talk about that in the next video so I have time. Um, a Black figure that I honestly am admiring more and more, believe this or not, I'm going to say Malcolm X. The reason why I say Malcolm X because everybody. in class would give you this notion, when you've grown up, that he was a violent person. No, Malcolm X was really not as violent as people portrayed him to be. He was sorry, he was not as violent as people portrayed him to be. He was actually really intelligent person. He just had a different view styles on how to do things, but he was very enlightened. And I challenge people to listen to his videos because if you really listen to him, he was saying basically, don't condone evil. Like, yeah, everyone wants to say no peace. Well, he was, you hit me back, I hit you, but people, see, you also got to do personal research to really understand what people are doing. If you listen to videos of people, sometimes it just, get to just listen to the videos of him. He really talked a lot of great things about what people should be doing. But then again, a lot of people don't take time to listen to him. He really try to evoke something. Oh, another person I want to give a shout out to. You know what? I think some people should listen to Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson, that's very deep, smart. He might be controversial what he says. Not say controversial. He's very impactful and knowledgeable what he says. He doesn't dance once he hears music. He doesn't scratch unless his head is itching. So talks a lot about you know black culture and about things that happen and like witnesses, you know, and talks a little deep about different marriage and different things like that. He's actually very deep. I definitely say watch his videos and you can learn a lot from him. Another person, my family members, you know what? He doesn't post videos. Brandon Parker is very a deep person. You should look. If you ever get a chance to look at Coben and Company, him person is a person. He's deep. Another person who's deep is my cousin Donald Parker. He's very gifted in his viewpoints and his styles. Uh, very has a unique way of saying stuff. But I gotta get this other. I would say that we have to realize as people that we have to um, do a lot better. This video is going on 27 seconds, 27 minutes and 55 seconds going. We've been talking for a pretty lengthy time. So, I mean, if you don't watch the whole entire video, that's fine. I'm not gonna be mad. I would just like to, viewpoint. Like I said, the fact that I post once a week, I do gotta make like every minute count. You would want to, like you post once a week, you would be like, oh, let me do a 9-minute video once a week. That's because I've did that before. That it's just all that work once a week. And then you got to wait another week to do another topic. Well, really, you don't have to wait another week, but I just want some feedback. But oh, man, I got. Hmm, you know what? I would like to do a little instrumental rapping, but this is not the video for that, so I might do that at another time. Section, talk. Yeah, I got my thinking cap on. You could cue the Jeopardy music. Let's talk about how we, as people, need to take a deeper look into mental illness. I talked about this in my first podcast, but I didn't really go in depth with it. I had to listen to it. I really didn't. But I think that this is apparent that needs to be said. Um, Everybody, to a certain extent, might have something that's mentally not okay about, but that's okay not to be okay. The problem is we don't, particularly those in the minority community, don't look at mental health as seriously. Like, if some may have a, difficult to say there's something wrong with them, they look into it. If I'm seeing this a lot, and I say it myself personally because I was fortunate to have a parent who actually encouraged to get looked at and stuff like that. But a lot of people had don't look at it, they say, oh, there's something wrong with you. But then you find out you're down the line that there fact is something, you know. Now there is a problem that should have been addressed when the child when if your kid's saying like yo there's something wrong, you can't tell a kid their body. My, don't say that there's nothing wrong. That's the worst thing you can say. Don't say there's nothing wrong because don't say there's not a problem. Because if there is a problem, your kid will try to address it to you. That you figured because you're older, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just hard. No, hard headed. That's what I'm saying. But no, just stop. Check, get your kids mentally evaluated. That's what I'm going to say. Because the problem is we don't train people to get mental. We train them almost to be like, oh, oh, well, like, oh, but we train people to say, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just making stuff up. No, get your kids mentally. Get people evaluated. Mental health is not a joke. It doesn't know no skin color. That's the one thing I can tell you about mental health. Mental health is so not. It doesn't really care who you are. It can affect everybody. Get people checked and evaluated because you don't know that could actually end up helping somebody down the long term. Another thing to look into. Yeah, right. Mental health. Ooh, Marge, you're talking about stuff that we shouldn't be talking. Nope, I'm saying it because like I said a long time ago, I want my voice to be heard, and my voice is being heard. And you should feel that same way too. You should feel like it's my life. Okay. Oh, thank you, people. You're taking time to watch this video, and I know it's long and lengthy, but I appreciate it. Once again, I'm gonna do this a few times. I'll say I appreciate the videos, I appreciate the views and stuff. And if you need time to listen to some music or whatnot, I understand. You need to take time to pause it and watch the rest later. Cool. I'm just grateful that I had time just to watch, listen to you guys, listening to me. This is great. I'm gonna try to do this section is gonna be based on some inspirational quotes. Well, the one quote that this is a particular quote that I find hilarious. It came from my uncle David Wallace Senior. He's a minister in Pittsburgh. I live with his son. We live together. We're cousins. But the one quote that he said this quote, and it's hilarious. He said, "You're a hater. I'm winning. You're losing." And the reason why I laughed at this quote and think it's great is essentially you're hating. There's somebody. If you're winning, nobody's going to hate on a loser. People's not going to hate somebody successful. So the way I look at it is, thank you. Like you're hating on me. Like thank you. Like think about that. If you're winning and somebody's losing, of course I'll be hating too if I was losing, but I'm not. But the fact that somebody's saying that you're a hater, I'm winning, you're losing. Think about it. That means you're losing. You go and hate on somebody because you're losing instead of winning. Eh. Another thing I would say is, I'm going to take a script from the Bible. I don't know the particular verse, but it says, "God shall not be mocked. So the man so shall he reap." And that does not always mean bad. Think about it like karma. If you do good, you're gonna benefit. If you do bad, you have to bad. You pretty much know what you're gonna reap. And a lot of people just it's not always a negative connotation as much as people might think it is. People don't always reap negatively. I'm suggesting myself. Sometimes it may be a positive reap. But another thing would be This is for people you might have enemies with. And I know we say God said pray for your enemies and stuff like that. Well, I proudly believe in. What you also got to do is, if your enemy is thirsty, hungry, feed them because it's basically killing somebody with kindness. Do the right thing because that's like quoting that like let God handle what you believe in. Don't for me, God. Let whoever spiritually you might believe in, but for me, God, let karma, whatever you want to call it, let that handle the situation because somebody's still doing you wrong and you feel like they're still hurting you, you feel like they're getting away with everything. If you keep trying to pursue that, I had my experience. It's just gonna make bring you down because you're trying to do something else's job. You're trying to do a higher power job that's not your job. But if you let it go, things will happen. You gotta understand this. If people still don't think that they do it wrong, they still gotta keep reaching to their realize that they do it wrong. I had to think about that, like, yo, what somebody reached it. But I thought about Exodus and that kind of Pharaoh, how like he kept reaping like every time because of stubbornness because he didn't want to admit that he was wrong or let most people go. Check out people. You want to know why sometimes people's lives can be bad because people have to like you know everybody wants to be blessed, everybody wants to be rewarded. You gotta do the right thing in life to be rewarded. Mm. Speaking of which, another quote. I'm gonna give it to Brent. He said, "Like few things that's promised, life, death, before you get married." And I would say, this is just me. I would say, um, per- personal belief. Your promise to believe in what you want to believe in marriage. Well, your problem is like when you're born, ultimately people are born and people, do die. But in between, you can, be problems, marriage or belief. But you gotta, like we talked, you gotta choose to who you believe in. And I know the camera's moving around a lot, and I might not be looking directly into the camera, so my eyes might be wandering this way. The reason that is that you're wandering throughout the videos because my camera is over like there, so can't really look into it all like that. But you know, wow, you're 37 minutes in, 37 and 40 seconds in. Sorry, now we are 37 minutes and 45 seconds in. Yeah, that's right. I make mistakes, but I keep going. You make mistakes on something, you're supposed to just keep going. Um, Rest assured that I think that the big thing is also that we have a problem with is that this is a new section, but mm, mm, well, let me see. I'm trying to think, and now my camera's up in my eye. Yeah, I'm live streaming. I'm live streaming. Good to see you back. Yeah, oh, my cousin. Cool. So good keeping in the video. 39 minutes in. So we're just going to, you know what? Another section, and just a little comic relief because I do, like I said, my podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about various things. Even if it's just about me talking about deep stuff every episode or comedic stuff. Hey, even if you can say, well, we just sound repetitive and stuff, it don't matter. I'm gonna keep posting it, even if it might sound repetitive or not. Repetition is key sometimes. I talked about a lot of different stuff in a lot of different time zones, and I can keep talking about the year. It doesn't matter. 52 videos in a year. Okay, at the start, beginning of the year, some time. So there we go. But now I want to give you a little section to end off with this segment, this podcast to be a little jokey. You know, do various voice acting talents, and I try to do a very try to do a voice acting scene I make for myself. So it's obviously a laugh see me do these voices, and you're probably gonna think, man, what this guy's talking about. But no, we gotta add a little humor in it just to finish it off. So I'm going to talk. That's what made my character John, John, John Scott, and Mark. And we're just gonna start off. They're just in the house. No, it's just a scene, and like I said, this is just me, and then I'll switch acting out because who's watching, they might like. I'm just putting myself too as a voice actor, so I gotta do this too. Yeah, major too. So thank you for watching. Too. All right, so now, Mark, what you doing, Mark? We're trying to get this day started, and I woke you up, trying to get you out of bed, and you're not trying to help me. Scott, I'm just trying to wake up every day, but my aching back. Mark, you gotta use your normal voice. You can't use your old man voice, and it just doesn't sound right. Oh, sorry. When I wake up in the morning, it's like, but I just woke up, just trying to do the right thing, man. All right, that's what I like it. Uh, so, Mark Scott, have you seen John? Well, I'm over here, Oh, wow, I'm over here, just trying to do the right thing. John, you shouldn't be talking like that. Come on, John, you gotta talk smart and sophisticated like this. Well, geez, well, you more, you don't gotta like talk like that. You could just talk normal. I think we lost the point of this episode, but yeah, for the most majority of this podcast, these five people out here just listening to just keep talking. We're just sitting being silly. Wait, what you're trying to say? You're trying to say, Scott? We can be professional. We have to sound like we animals. These people need a break. They need entertainment. We're supposed to be entertainment. Well, yeah, but we're supposed to be entertainment. Don't we should be entertaining them? Because you know, just straight up doing a voice acting video like this, and after doing all those details on the podcast, it sounds pretty funny to me, don't you think? Yeah, but we spend time for this. We spend days and we don't even do it. But you missing the point. The point is self promotion. You know, the viewing audience is the fourth wall, and they're probably thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? You know, he's sitting here knowing he's talking. Next thing you know, he's doing these silly, crazy voices. That's called captivating the audience. We gotta invoke emotion here. We're not invoking emotion. We're not getting them something they want to see. We have to invoke the audience to get us to their grips, so they can keep watching us and see how we do. Oh, wow, you put it like that. We're all doing well. Yeah, but I just think that these fine people out here who are just watching these videos to watch, they're probably gonna think at the end, like, man, and I know this is a pretty talk to them, and I'm thinking I'm deep in all this stuff. Well, you take that into consideration, and we thank the viewers for watching the video this long, and they're really helping us out here. We just got to keep doing better. Yeah, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they understand that in this very talk channel, we talk about a lot of serious stuff, but just to be silly, it's also good. Well, listen, the main points ain't lost in the beginning. They got this rewind the video and understand they made them think this is just for comedic laughs to get them all good laughter and stuff. Does that mean that we're not going to lose? We're going to get these people right. We're not going to sit here and these people are going to appreciate us. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're going to appreciate you. What are we doing? We got a lot of views out there today. If you want to voice any times, I can tell like yes. 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 Yeah, I got not like that, but that's a funny voice acting. I don't want to be like, oh, Sonny, back on my day, you whippersnapper. Yeah. I had to do some. Let me go after you people. I hope that you enjoyed. That my little rants and tirades, and I knew it was pretty random, but hey, his voice actor, I can't put myself out there. I know I went off the plot, but it was to give you guys a little laughter. um, the last, hmm, I want to keep you guys to be inspired. The last thing I would leave you, not after wrapping this up, because this one has just been a long segment, 45 minutes going in. That's pretty intense for video. This is what I'm going to say. What plans do you have for your life? And what are you doing to make your plans happen? How are you invoking change? Because in order to start change, you need to start change within yourself. If you pray, pray. If you meditate, meditate. Or what? You read the Bible, read the Bible. If you read the Quran, you read the Quran. If you, hey, that's up to you. Now, what I would say is, if you want to be a positive influence in the world, be positive for yourself. But be careful. Don't fear knowledge. Knowledge makes you. The scariest thing in somebody's head is a knowledgeable person. Knowledge is power. That's not enough they can take with you is knowledge. They could try, but be careful who you spread knowledge. Be very, very understanding that knowledge makes you dangerous. As long as you have whoever you believe in, they got your back. They're not going to let you fall. Because things in the dark come to the light. So that's why a lot of knowledge happens. I would say support black owned businesses, local businesses. Don't talk down. Don't ask for discounts. Uplift. Uplift your community. And for the older generations out there, uplift the current generation. Please, we don't want people to keep talking down on us. This generation, no. There is change. It's our era now. You had your time in the sun, let us have our time in the sun. Uplift us. Thank you. We're going to uplift the younger generation. Right? Because we can't go back in your time. And we won't know how you guys will react as kids in our time. It's hard. It was hard being a kid when you guys growing up. It's harder when we even kids growing up. Life technology has been a blessing. It also can be a curse, I would say. But the last positive message I would say out there to people is keep on smiling, keep doing what you gotta do, keep being great people in society. Vote the changes that you need to vote. Never stop growing. Never stop wanting to learn. Always keep searching for the next best thing. And keep trying to get deeper in yourself, whether it's spirituality, you know, knowledge. Always have some goals. And if you can have those goals set, in order so you can obtain the goals. That reminded me, and I just got this at the very end. Me, expectations. That's the last thing I had to talk about. Expectations. Don't always think you could do better. Don't expect yourself to do well. Expectations, how you do it. Some people like having expectations, some people don't. I would say always think you can do the best, be the best you can be, because that way as long as you believe in yourself, you always reach your goal. Oh yeah, say what I want to say. So if you believe in yourself, like I just said, you got to work into. You can't say, "Oh, I want a house. I want to pay for the room," but you ain't working. Oh, you know what? I want to write. I want to be a successful writer, but you ain't write a page. Those are things to think about. But this is me. Thanking all my YouTube subscribers and everybody who's so tired to watch this video. I know it's live. It's 2:20 p.m. I'm looking at it right now. I typically post in the morning and afternoon on Fridays. Um, yeah, and thank you guys for checking out, watching. I know no, but watching it later on. I know this is a long way video. but the voice has to be heard, and I deeply appreciate everybody who took time to watch it. And if you'd like to see, subscribe. I'll wait right down in the comment section below. I post out new videos every Friday. I could possibly post another one tomorrow. I would have to see how people feel about it and give me feedback. Yep. Thank you so much. And please subscribe to my channel below for cool new content and videos. Uh, and hopefully the audio sounds way better in this video than it did in previous videos. I just think it was just a like a this a pro. I think that was a problem when the last time a lot of people was having a hard time listening to what I had to say because the video quality was low or voice quality was low, so it was like buzzing sounds and stuff. So now you can hear it. Yep. So thank you for my friend, thank you for my loyal subscribers, thank you for my friends, thank you for my family, thank you for friends, thank you for everybody taking time out to watch my videos and just keep supporting me.